OMT Online Dynasty, welcome back everybody. We are going to be picking up right where we left off from our last game of the week where we covered bowl weeks 1 and 2. Now today we are going to be covering bowl week 3, which is going to be the semifinals of the college football playoff. Of the 4 teams remaining, we have 3 user teams. On one side of the bracket we had Vancy and his Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns taking down CPU Texas. He's already in the national championship, waiting on the winner of our game of the week between Boulder and his Utah State Aggies, the defending national champions, trying to go back-to-back, taking on IQ Truth and his Toledo Rockets. Love that at the end of year 3 we've already got so much fun coming in the playoff time. So we're going to go over the depth charts of each of these teams quick. Obviously, there's not a ton I can actually show you from now that we're in the players leaving stage, but we're going to take a look at each of these squads. Utah State is going to be in the Arkansas offense, Toledo in the Ohio State. And if you've never seen any of these before, this is a 32 user online dynasty. We all have to take group of 5, group of 6 teams rated 2 stars or less. If you're interested in potentially joining, it is all done through the Discord. The link for that is in the description. Just tag me or DM me, let me know that you want on that wait list. I will get you added to it. We do have, I think, 22 people on the wait list as of right now. But as of the recording of this, we have gone through 8, I want to say, here in year 3. So as long as you got a little bit of patience, you will get a spot in the dynasty sooner rather than later. Just, you have to let me know that you want on the wait list. Okay, so all that covered, all that said, let's just take a look. First, let's start with Boulder and Utah State, where the rich got richer over. So he won the national title in year 2, and then Darian Mensah decided to transfer in year 3. He had a 98 overall quarterback, 87 speed, just a ton of abilities. This Utah State team's insane. But he's not actually the highest overall team in the dynasty. I think that's Tulsa. As of right now, it's them or James Madison. But the boys he's got on this squad, they might as well be. Starting Darian Mensah, halfback Daniel Hill, 87 overall, 95 speed, shifty head first, all the abilities. And these depth charts might not be 100% accurate since we're in players leaving week, but it's better than nothing. Wide receiver wise, Desmond James, 98 speed, platinum takeoff. Jonathan Paylor, 96 speed, platinum takeoff. Demetrius Dwyer, gold takeoff. Quite the skill positions we have got here on the offensive side of things. The only real kind of weak spot is usually he's been starting Shropshire at tight end, who's 74 overall, 76 speed. Looks like now we are going to former UFC legend. Apparently still has college eligibility, which actually kind of makes sense. Nick Diaz at tight end. Offensive line, very, very good across the board. This is definitely, I think, the biggest difference between these teams like Utah State, James Madison, and like my Old Dominion team. My offensive line stinks, and these guys have fantastic offensive lines. That's really somewhere, maybe transfer portal time, somewhere for us to focus on. Defensively, we got a takedown, inside disruptor, pocket disruptor, whatever you're feeling at any given time. Apparently, you can put whatever abilities you want out there on the field. We do have a little bit of a weak spot here at defensive tackle, but just with how he plays defense, it's not going to be as easy to run the ball as it might seem to be. Dakari Nelson at Sam linebacker, takedown, workhorse, wrap-up, hammer, 89 overall, 89 speed. The linebackers are pretty gross on this team. Mike McLeod, only a 67 overall, but 91 speed with house call and robber. Yeah, I don't care that you're 67 overall. With those abilities and that speed and that size, you are on the field. Then Reed Driscoll at will linebacker. This was a converted safety, 5'11", 194, house call robber, 94 speed. Cornerbacks, very good. Roderick Pleasant, who I believe is on UCLA at the start, and he's 99 speed, like in play now or road to the college football playoff. Makes sense that he is 99 speed in this situation here too. Tristan Castro, 92 speed, 6'1", great abilities. Will Kendricks, 5'11", 93 speed. At safeties, we are going to have Tamarcus Cooley, 93 overall, 92 speed. Ton of great abilities. I told you this team is preposterous. Well, Utah State, what Boulder has done with these boys out in Logan, Utah, is preposterous. Where on the flip side of things, if we go look at Toledo, we're going to see a much younger team, lower overalls, but he's got these boys cooking. Toledo is headed into this game undefeated, ripped through the American Conference. They actually played a really good American Conference title game against Buffalo, but I mean, they have been playing lights out this season. AJ Maddox, our Heisman Trophy winner, pulled down on time, mobile, Deadeye, 82 overall, 83 speed, redshirt sophomore. Halfback, we got some user adjusted names here with Sam Two Step. It should be Sammy Two Step, in my opinion. For whatever reason in my brain, that just works a little bit better. But Impact Dev freshman, only 86 speed as of now. We'll see how that goes. But again, the youth of this Toledo team and seeks contact back here. Our contact seeker with 90 speed. So youth again at quarterback and at halfback, and even at wide receiver we only have one senior on this team. Before him we have Tashi Braceful, a junior with 89 speed but 85 overall, 6'2". Lightning McQueen, 6'3" with 94 speed. Willoughby, the gold shifty, the one senior in this room. I think this Toledo team is really shaping up for next year. Tight end would be something maybe you want to get in the transfer portal, because we're losing a real good one here with Eric Holly. Let's take a quick look at his offensive line. A very solid left guard, but no abilities anywhere. Looks very similar to our Old Dominion offensive line. Not quite up to the Utah State standard, but defensively we have a silver quick jump and recoup and a bronze quick jump on 2 redshirt sophomores. This is what I'm saying about this team is going to be really good. They might, like, overall wise, they might not be the best right now, but who he's got on this team with the abilities they have, and so many of them are sophomores and freshmen, a decent transfer portal, and this team is going to be stacked heading into season 4. Ricky Williams at Sam linebacker, 86 speed. He'll be back next year, looks like, unless they're transferring out, I suppose. So linebackers, tight end, and offensive line, if Toledo focuses on those in the portal, I think they're looking pretty good. Because even at corner, we're only losing Jalen Todd, who is our best corner, 84 overall, 6'1", 92 speed and house call. But we're still going to have Tyler McKinstry with his house call, only 5'9", a bit of a concern. At least it would be in the Sun Belt, because we've got USF and App State, whose wide receivers are Ents from Lord of the Rings. Those guys are gigantic. But behind him, I mean, 6'2" with house call, 89 speed on a sophomore. So I like how Toledo is set up going forward. Free safety might need a little bit of help looking forward. Same with strong safety. So there's a few positions where, if the transfer portal goes well for Toledo, they are really, really going to be stacked heading into next year. I think that team looks really good. So that is the depth chart for both of our semi-final contestants here today. Let's see who can move on, who is going to take on the Ragin' Cajuns in the national championship. Good luck to Boater. Good luck to IQ Truth. Let's get to the game. And the beautiful bowl of oranges awaiting the winner here. Toledo versus Utah State, a game I was very excited to watch, and spoiler alert, it does live up to the hype. This is a fantastic game between these two. We are still going to do this. Obviously, we're not going to have any game breaks or anything. There was only one other game going on this weekend, was that CPU game between Vancy, Louisiana, and Texas. So we're not going to have any game breaks or anything. We're going to watch the full first drives of both of these teams like we typically do on these games of the week, and then we'll start jumping around a little bit. But it's high scoring. There's a lot of action, so I don't anticipate us having to jump around a whole heck of a lot. There's Utah State coming into this one 14-1. Toledo coming in 15-0. Boater versus IQ Truth. Let's get to it. It's going to be Toledo starting with the ball, and we kind of know what to expect. If you watched their American Conference Championship game, it is going to be a lot of normal Y off close from Toledo, a lot of mesh, a lot of corner routes. That's kind of our main concerns here on defense, which is, very, very difficult to defend. So we do have that drag coming from the left there. Find our tight end Holly, pick up a nice easy gain of 10 to get this one started. Yeah, a lot of drags and stem down corner routes, Y sail, mesh, those kind of things, but a lot out of normal Y off close. So we're going to be manning up the tight end, which if he's on a drag, he actually, whoa, okay, what a catch there by number 14, stays underneath it, brace for impact, stays underneath that deep zone to catch that stem down corner route, and shakes the man free, runs down to the 19-yard line. That was, I like the idea of manning up that tight end. But if he's on a drag, which he's going to be quite a lot, like those tight end drags, huge concern going against Toledo. There's another one to Eric Holly, wide open on the left, picking up another gain of 9 for the most part. Because really the corner routes are mostly going to be coming from like number 17, I want to say, if I remember Toledo's offense correctly, which is something he really, really likes down in this area too. So he does have that corner out, but then the double streaks over on the left, finds the seam in the cover 3 zone coverage, and that PA Buckeye verts using that Ohio State offense. Toledo down the field in 47 seconds. What a start to this game. Now here come the Aggies in that Arkansas offense. We're going to see a lot of pistol out of this, which is interesting. I liked Arkansas's offense for the gun doubles. I've never really messed around with pistol a whole heck of a lot outside of like pistol bunch. So I'm very curious to see how Utah State is going to use this. I believe this is going to be a play action bomb we're going to try here. And we got him. Got B deep. Mensa loads one up to Desmond James, the 98 speed, the platinum takeoff. 47 seconds for Toledo. Utah State answers back in one play. We are less than a minute into this game, and it is 7-7. I told you, this is a friggin' wild one. We're going to jump ahead just a little bit here as Toledo's got the ball back, and it's a 4th and 11. I mean, only 30 seconds have gone by. We've only missed 3 plays, lost 1 yard, and then a couple of incompletions. Looks like we're going with the cover 2, manning some people up there over on the left side, manning up the running back. Okay. I mean, we definitely got to watch a sharp corner route. Probably to the left. Maybe number 14 might be on a sharp corner. Nope, going with double streaks, and we actually had him. Going for the deep curl. Tries to take off, and AJ Maddox tries to have his Heisman moment. Tries to be Fernando Mendoza, but gets brought down short of the sticks. Utah State's defense stands tall, and we're a minute and 40 seconds in. Utah State now has the ball at Toledo's 33-yard line. What a stand by the Aggies defense there. No stemmed up curl routes. Those are tough, man. That was really good defense by Utah State to stay back on that. Then we go for an RPO, and that could have potentially been a pick 6 if we actually got that ball off. In Toledo's defense, we are going to see a lot of double mug the gap, which I do think we're actually going to have to put a rule in against that. It's just so annoying to go against. It makes it just impossible to run the ball. Even if you have 7 blockers to account for 7 guys, you can't man up the right people. We try to hit the deep post over the middle, and Edward Snowden is there for the interception. Toledo taken right back over. This is wild start to this game. Now we see Toledo in a little gun bunch strong offset. And I do know, so Toledo has said they're going to cool it on the double mug. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to put any specific rules banning like certain plays or certain formations or things like that. That just seems like a lot to police. And I don't want people to remember, I can only run whatever between the 20s or something like that. But I feel like for double mug, that might be something we have to do. And I really don't want to do the play cooldown or play limits. If we could do that just for offense, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I can't, at least as of now. I think in Madden you can. So hopefully in Dynasties next year we can do that, because I would do it for offense. But for defense, I don't know. If you have a defense that's working, I don't hate the idea of taking that away with a play call limit or something like that. Anyway, let's just get back to the game here. We will skip ahead a little bit. Toledo has got the ball moving here onto Utah State's 41-yard line. See if they can finish strong. Going back to our normal Y off close. We have seen gun bunch strong offset and normal Y off close so far from the Toledo Rockets. Going with a little 4-man stunt there. We're going to have that deep. Yep. Man, that is just such a, I mean, that's a concept we used in our main channel video with Buffalo during our campus tour, is you just have kind of a solo side streak and then a deep crosser or something like that coming from the opposite side. So that streak's going to push the deep zone back, and you almost have to switch onto that deep blue and risk and just hope he's throwing that regardless of the crosser and try to come down and make a play on it. Super risky, but unless you're following that with your user the entire way, there's no real shot of getting back there. So then we go for a read option there on 1st and goal and gets absolutely blown up. Let's see if Utah State can figure out some red zone defense here. So now we're coming out in trip. So we are seeing some different formations from Toledo's offense here, at least, which is nice. See, I like those little kind of bubbles. We try to check one down to old Sammy two-step. I'm going to call him Sammy two-step. I don't care that his name is Sam. I'm calling him Sammy, 100%. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of mix-ups here from Toledo. We're going back to gun bunch. Nope, flipping now. Just flipping gun bunch strong. Probably looking for a corner out over to the left. I like that stemmed up hard flat that Utah State has got. I'm not sure that's actually going to work, but I like the idea of it. We will see. There has to be a sharp corner going out to the left. Yeah, there sure is. And a return route right underneath it. And oh my goodness, did we almost have the user interception on that. Boater's user just stayed back a step too far. Lets him still complete that return route, but we were a step away from taking that one back. So now we got a 4th and goal at the 4. Going back out and bunch strong offset. I mean, I would expect a flip. Again, yep, here it is. And then another sharp corner route, probably going over to the left. And we got to watch old Sammy two-step coming out of that backfield. Yep, sit right on that. Then he's got the other curl, though. That's just a good play. That's just a good play. The user has to respect that short curl the tight end was on. Then that kind of outwards curl. There we just got nobody out there for it. Good play by Toledo. Punches that one in. Finishes that drive strong. 12 play, 81-yard drive. Minute left in the first now. Toledo with a 14-7 lead. And Utah State finds themselves in a bit of a pickle here on their next possession. A 3rd and 27 as time is running out here in the first. We're going with this deep flood over to the left. So this is kind of similar to the one in empty chips we've seen Utah State utilized before, and he's got him. Oh my goodness, he has got him. I mean, there's just no flats going to get back there deep enough to watch that. That's going to beat man. That's going to beat a whole lot of things. A super deep flood. Hope you got flood insurance there, brother. Picks up the Utah State first down, puts them on Toledo's side of the 50. What a play. Now we're coming back out in, I don't even know what pistol this is. We've got 4 receivers over to the right. Sets up, oh my goodness. How did that number 90 of Toledo? He was down on the ground and came and popped back up just in time to bring down Daniel Hill, because that looked like an awful lot of green grass. There's a big green pasture in front of the cow helmets of Utah State. He had a lot of room to roam, and boy, somehow that guy popped up to make that play. But there is that double mug in the gap. A guy comes in free, but Daniel Hill doesn't care. Daniel Hill has zero concerns about a defensive lineman coming in free. He's just going to shake him right off. He should have scored on the play before. He'll just go ahead and score on that one. Utah State answers right back with their own 6-play, 78-yard touchdown drive, making it 14-14. And on the ensuing drive, we have seen Toledo pick up another 4th down earlier. I think that makes them 2 for 3 on their 4th downs. I like the Mabel to the bunch side. I definitely like that. We are going with a little Sammy 2-step run. And for a guy, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Tulsa's running back and a little bit of Old Dominion's running back, where like really his overall and his attributes aren't the best, but the guy just makes plays. He just gets into space. He just gets yards. Somehow, some way, he finds a way to do it. So 2nd and 1, we're going back to Dagger, and this time the user of Utah State stays down far enough, takes away that short drag, gets in front of it. Tamarcus Cooley with the huge interception. Utah State's defense, was that our 2nd turnover? We had the turnover on downs, and then that one gets the big stop, giving it back to the offense. And again, that defensive tackle or the linebacker just comes in untouched, just because that's how that play works. It's not like the hardest defense in the world to go up against, but it's just very annoying. You have to like untarget the user and do all sorts of things. Try to hit an RPO out there to the left to Paler, one of our is that our platinum shifty on Paler. It's hard to keep them all straight. He's got so many good wide receivers with so many good abilities on Utah State between Paler and Desmond James. Really makes it difficult. So we're going with a little pistol trips out here. Yeah, I don't love the run idea. I mean, we have seen the run kind of work, though. We're going to go with a little mesh. And again, just mugging that gap. Got 7 guys right on the line. Got to untarget the user. Make sure everybody's getting blocked. Got to do that stuff every play. We have X wide open. Oh, no. Oh, I see in his... because I use the VODs on Twitch here, which still has the chat. And Boater just typed in, hit the wrong button. Which I believe, because we had X streaking for a wide open touchdown over on the left here. We just had no deep zones over on the left side. But instead, hit the wrong button and give it right back to the Toledo Rockets. Devastating. Absolutely devastating. And we actually have something more devastating happening later in the game. Just a little tease. Just a little teaser for what's to come. So Toledo back in their normal Y off close. I will say, I mean, he has definitely been mixing up his formations a little bit more. And there is that fade from, I believe that's Y Sale that has that guy on that fade route. Yep, there you go. Which does an unbelievable job of getting right in between the deep zones. Beautiful find there from Toledo. Hits his man. One play, takes advantage of the wrong button, of the mistake by Utah State, and gets Toledo back up by 7. But I believe just one play later, and Utah State is on Toledo's side of the 50 again. A deep strike over the middle finds our guy. Oh, I kind of love these RPO ideas. especially if we're getting it to somebody like Desmond James. Instead, we're just going to go those runs to the left. I think we're seeing some potential on those runs to the left. That's twice now. The first one, Daniel Hill should have scored on, but that number 90 just kipped up like he was Shawn Michaels in 1994 to make that tackle on Daniel Hill. But then in that one, we had a lot of room too. So we're going back to, and again, the blocking holds up. It's just because it was an RPO, it was a little bit delayed. But if you look right when that play started, right when they were setting up the run blocking, we had an alley over there to the left. So I'm liking these runs to the left. We'll see if that's something Utah State has noticed, and we'll try to take some more advantage of here. But we got a 3rd and 4, ball at the 40-yard line. We're going with just some standard old verticals. Well, with the comeback over on the left. This play is so hard to defend. It's a 2-minute warning, but I'm guessing we're still going to see something pretty similar here. Coming back out in trips, coming back out in verticals. And then just throw a comeback over on B. Yep. And B is probably going to be wide open. Unless we see that slot corner go to the sideline. Which he does, but he stays down too low. You still had B. We go try to hit up the seam. The 2 defenders are there. But I think we saw a similar... I'm guessing that's what Boder was looking at too. If that slot corner goes to the sideline, kind of will take your eyes off of that comeback a little bit. He stayed down low enough that I still think we could have thrown that. But once we just see him go out to our right there, it makes it, kind of moves our eyes upfield a little bit. So we go for the deep one. Now we're setting up our own version of dagger, which is something we've seen Toledo run out of gun bunch strong offset. We're kind of doing it out of pistol bunch here, with the wheel route, the drag, and the post, kind of getting a high-low going over the middle of the field. I'll throw in a return route in there instead, going for the quick drag, and oh my goodness, Dwyer, is that Demetrius Dwyer? Didn't have much room to make that catch, but he brings it in and sheds the tackle of number 28. Picks up not only the first down, that's a gain of about 20 yards, putting Utah State just outside the red zone. What an individual effort there from Mr. Dwyer. Looks like we are going to be trying our luck with another run. This time we are going to go to the right. And I'm expecting one of those linebackers to shoot on through. And nothing doing there for Daniel Hill. Yeah, there's something about these runs to the left. I guess that is the better side of Utah State's offensive line, too. We see the abilities lighten up. We could have quick thrown that to A. Other than that, oh, look at Mensa. Make a play, Mensa. Is there anywhere to go? Maybe you could throw that to Y still. Check one down to Daniel Hill, at least get your 4 yards back. Yeah, we had A like over the middle there. But by the time we got to the sideline, Toledo had good defense set up, guarding the outside there. Now we're going back to our sail play. Let's see if we're going to stem up that sail route a little bit. Yep. And it's just like how he does it out of empty chips back when he was in the USC offense. Empty chips with that deep sail route. We're going to have it again. Yep. That is just such a good play. Just floods in general are really good, but just something about how that route runs. I don't know if it's that one like fake step he takes inside before going out. I don't know what it is. But that route combo absolutely torches Toledo again. Got him on the 3rd and 27. Got him back in the touchdown. Ties this ball game up. But with this Toledo offense, a minute 19 in 2 timeouts is an unbelievable amount of time. We'll skip forward just a few plays here. Toledo has got 59 seconds, still has both of their timeouts, got it up to their own 41 here. A lot of zones going on the field. He's got us. We're really trying to watch those corner routes, watching over the middle. Driscoll, oh, the man just stops. He's trying to run. Driscoll's got to go take the playmakers. And the CPU defense tries to get back to number 17. Oh, Lightning McQueen. And number 15, do something. What are we doing there? Number 15, we got an unbelievable individual effort from Lightning McQueen. And number 15 of Toledo is just picking daisies out in the field. He's just having a grand old day. So, I mean, that could have potentially just been a Toledo touchdown right there. Maybe it's best not to score, though, because we do want to work clock a little bit. Now we see Utah State trying to utilize that same defense of Toledo. Motion out the halfback, so now the user's either got to change who's manned up on who, or the user kind of has to go watch that. Opens up the drag right underneath for our gold shifty Mr. Willoughby. Something like that. Finds him, picks up the first down, 1st and goal, ball at the 4. Looks like Toledo already had like 300 yards of offense. Going to a little 60 out jacks now. Out of goal line, try to go blow up this run, goes to the power read, takes it outside. That is not Sammy 2-steps. That's the backup halfback, not seeks contact either. It's the one running back with a regular name on Toledo who I don't remember because it's a regular name. The second and goal now at the 2. Utah State using some timeouts, trying to get the ball back one more time here before the end of the half. Going back to that power read and absolutely nowhere to go on that one. Number 90 flies into that backfield, brings him down for a big loss. Third and goal at the 7. Maybe that's what Toledo wanted. Now watch out for a sharp corner out over on the right. We know that's a thing Toledo likes to do down here. Maybe not with that motion out of the halfback, though. It might be looking up the seam here, potentially. Oh, go for a quick little, like, speed out. We had him, too. We still have him, but the ball gets knocked out. If we saw that a little bit quicker... Oh, that actually just is a speed out on Y stick. That's a nice-looking play. Motion out the halfback. Okay. Okay. I see it, Toledo. I like what we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the same formation, but not really, because we've seen, what, 3 different formations and been a decent mix of plays. It's just the hot routes all make them look very, very similar. But Toledo does get on the board here before half, 24-21. We will go ahead and just take this one to the second half. Just kidding. No, we won't. 4 seconds left. Utah State's got a plan. They've got an idea here. Much like how we scored on Utah State's first play of the game. We are coming back out in this pistol. This little pistol bunch, streak on Dwyer. Going to run this play action. And again, the safeties bite down and leave Dwyer streaking up the middle of the field. Toledo is not going to have the speed on defense to keep up with them. One play, yet again, the quick strike attack of Utah State. And that's that 93 speed, I think, gold takeoff. Dwyer finding room up the middle, and now it is halftime, so we can take it to half. 28-24. Unbelievable first half from both of these squads. And it is Utah State starting with the ball here, but they have found themselves on a 3rd and 15 on their opening drive of the second half. Going back to a pistol, back to this. This is another just good route combo. Having a streak on the inside and then a deep corner, and that just leaves the streak again. Again, that's 3 times now this Toledo team on just not having the speed on defense to be able to keep up with Utah State. I feel like there's only really so much you can do against those play action bombs, honestly, especially with a quarterback like Mensa, with the abilities he has. I believe he has some that actually help with the play action. So once those safeties bite even just one step down, we just don't have the speed on defense with Toledo to be able to make up for that. And just like that now, the one play touchdown before half, the bomb there to start the second half, and Utah State has taken a 35-24 lead over the Rockets. But we know with this Toledo offense, this game is far, far from over. So just, I don't know, 20 seconds later, we're already got the ball up at midfield zone. Wow, that play art is hurting my brain on defense. Got the Mabel over on the right to try to watch those corner routes. Instead, we go to a curl over on the right over the hard flat, but below the deep blue. Motion snag curl. See, again, we are seeing different plays from Toledo. We're seeing a lot of the similar formations, but we've seen normal Y off close, bunch strong offset, and some trips tight end. And in normal Y off close, we've seen 5-6 different plays in here. So I like that we're seeing a little bit more variety from Toledo, and I like that. Again, we were going for that streak over on the right to clear things out, and then that deep route coming from left to right, but instead we'll just take that check down there on that mesh spot, find our guy, setting up a 1st and goal. Toledo looking to answer back here very, very quickly. We're going shaded underneath, going with just the run that time. Again, that's that backup halfback. Again, getting absolutely blown up by Fresno. What? By Utah State. But still down here, I'm thinking sharp corner out potentially coming from the Rockets. We know that is a good a red zone play he likes quite a bit. Was that an RPO? That might have just been a run up the gut, but number 28 fights his way through the line, finds some space, getting him down to the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal. Now for the Rockets, what is going to be the goal line offense of Toledo? It's going to be spread Y flex. What the heck? I have no idea what to expect here. I'm going to be honest. Oh, it's just going to be a QB run, and AJ Maddox, well, that's not really a Heisman moment for him, but still, AJ Maddox will just keep it himself, run it on in for the Toledo score, bringing it back to a 1-score game. Oh, and we will be going for 2 here. That actually makes sense. Make it a 3-point game here if possible. Going with some 60 out jacks here for the defense. Coming out in 5 wide, so we do have to worry about that QB run and just absolutely nowhere to go. Great defense there from Utah State. 5-point lead now. Let's see if the Aggies can add to it and hopefully punch their ticket to wherever the heck the national championship is this year. We're jumping ahead just a little bit here where Utah State is on Toledo's side of the 50, but faces a 4th and 1, clinging on to this 5-point lead. Huge play for Utah State. The user of Toledo tries to get out there for the RPO, just can't quite get out there fast enough. Nick Diaz potentially delivering a knockout blow like he has so many times. Well, or am I thinking of Nate Diaz? I know they were both UFC fighters, Nick and Nate Diaz. But I honestly don't remember much about Nick Diaz. No, Nate Diaz was the one who fought Conor McGregor and tapped him out or choked him out, something. Look at Daniel Hill, a guy who will not be tapped out, a guy who will not be choked out. He is just going to shake you off his back. You're going to try to get position, try to get your arm under his chin. No, sir, he's shaking you right off. Daniel Hill picking up the big first down for Utah State. Going back to that run to the left, and then that time the linebacker just comes flying through, essentially untouched. And the user on Toledo, his name is the user, broken collarbone. Ooh, that's our like 90 speed linebacker. That guy is really, really good. That's a tough break. Haha. For Toledo. 2nd and 12 now though. Utah State going with a little read option. Going right up the gut, the backup halfback of Utah State. We've seen each backup halfback be able to come in and make some plays for these teams. I don't know the names of either of them, but another good run there from Utah State. We've been able to find some room here to run the ball as we will take this to the 4th quarter. We got a 1st and goal for Utah State, clinging on to this 5-point lead. Back to this 4 on the right pistol look, going with an RPO, and it looks like we do have Toledo in this nickel wide. It is some other defense. Oh, that did look scary, but I think we could have actually thrown that to X. Looked like our outside receiver was actually coming in to pick up that flat defender, but we'll just keep it for a run, take our 5 yards, set us up for a 2nd goal at the 3. No problem with that. I wonder if that injury to the user... Never mind. I was going to say, I wonder if that injury to the users caused Toledo to maybe try to go into a little different defense here, but now we are back in double mug in the gap, and nobody picks up 57 again. We saw, I mean, those runs to the left were working earlier, but something shifted here where Toledo now has been able to shoot those pretty consistently. So now we got a 3rd and goal at the 6. What? Oh, man, this is where I really struggle. I have no idea what to do here if I'm Utah State, but I also don't run pistol, so I got that going against me too. We're going to go to an RPO. Interesting. Yep, there's the flat. No block there from number 83. Lets the flat get right on through there. Jumps in front of it, picks it off. It looked like he tried to block him. He tapped him on the shoulder pad. It kind of actually looked like from the Indiana-Miami, the real-life national championship game, that punt block Kamara had, where the tight end of Miami just kind of tapped him on the shoulder pad and let him go through to block the punt. It looked a lot like that, which is unfortunate because it was another devastating one for Utah State, and Toledo takes quick advantage of the error on Utah State, goes back to that Y sail, finds that fade route again, getting in that soft spot, because that, you know, with the cover 3, you have the outside third over there. The middle third was trying to come all the way from the left, not able to do it. We can fit one in to our fade route and bring them down at the 3-yard line. 4 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Toledo looking to take the lead here in the 4th quarter. Goes to the curl route. Big man box them out. Toledo gets the huge stop on defense. Potentially could have gone down 2 scores here, but the great play by the hard flat to intercept that RPO, the 1 bomb, the 1 curl route, and Toledo has found themselves in the lead in the semifinal ball game. We're going back to 60 out jacks, trying to hit a little slant over on the left, drop somebody back into coverage. That play art is okay. Drops the guy back into coverage in Utah State. That is big to get that stop, because now a touchdown, we go for 2, and we're up by 7. But Utah State finds themselves in a bit of a pickle here with a 4th and 13 on their ensuing drive. Let's see if we're trying to go play action. Big blitz coming, going for the comeback. Oh my goodness, that is just brutal. That's brutal. That comeback was open over on the left here. Right? I mean, I feel like we got to hit this. we got to hit this, Mr. Mensa, especially for being at 98 overall. It looked like that pressure was coming in right away. Offensive line eventually did a good job picking it up. User does a good job trying to take away the deep one. We have that comeback open. Mensa just leads it a little too far to the left, unable to keep our feet down, too focused on where our little tootsies were on that one, and the ball falls incomplete. Toledo's defense steps up and gets a big stop for the boys. Now, can their offense potentially, well, not, I mean, definitely not put it away, but it would go a long, long way if we can score a touchdown here. So it looks like we are in normal. I don't know what's going on with this motion. That really broke my brain for a second. Potentially, oh, we could have gone to that deep in, but we are just going to take off with Maddox, who tries to fight off number 48 on that dive tackle and picks up a few extra yards before tumbling down to the turf. Picks up a gain of 8. 3 minutes left. 2nd and 2 for Toledo. That was back to Y Sale, which has been a really good play for him. Oh no! I was looking at the fade route over on the left. Looked like maybe we could have fit that one in there, but I think the deep third was coming from the other side. And it is actually an interception. What were we going to here? Was this a Texas route or something on our halfback we were trying to fit in there? Oh no, it was a slant. It was a slant or a shallow cross or something on our tight end, but the Utah State linebacker stays home, stays down, gets that interception, and changing something on our depth chart here. Oh, we're taking out Darian Mensah? You madman. You're an absolute madman, voter. We're down by 1, 3 minutes to go. Winner goes to the national championship game, and we are benching our 97-98 overall quarterback for Mr. Applewhite, Major Applewhite's, I think, nephew. I'm trying to remember what lore we made up for this Applewhite guy, because he was a Utah State starter, I think, in year 1 and year 2. We might have said it was his son. I don't remember. He has, in universe, he has some relation to Major Applewhite, the old Texas quarterback, and now I think either a coach or an offensive coordinator or something like that. Anyway, so we're going to come out in a little bit of our own shotgun bunch now here with Applewhite in the backfield again, mugging that gap. Got to untarget the user. Hope everybody gets picked up. Take that little check down there to RB. With Utah State and having the speed and playmakers we have out there, I love just throwing it quick. If you're going to give us space, we're going to trust our guys to make some things happen. So, and I love like a crack toss or something. I would like it better if it was Daniel Hill back there. But if you're going to come down so condensed and mugging the gap and bringing everybody onto the line like that, take a crack toss to the outside. Beautiful play. Yeah, I don't know if Daniel Hill is just fatigued or if he's out of the game, but Utah State relying on a lot of backups here on offense right now with Apple in the entire backfield with the quarterback with halfback, a little stem down corner out over on the left, fighting cut offense with some cut offense, a slot fade and a stem down corner out, find the corner, pick up the first down. After that big completion, it is the ball at the 37, motioning back in, doing a power read to give the ball to Paler, who has got nothing but green grass in front of him. Utah State going to try to use the clock here. Had a potential not even potential, that was a touchdown. Paler was heading to pay dirt, got the call from the coach, go down, we got to work on this clock, takes it to the 2-minute warning. Ball at the 15. Obviously, we're in field goal range here. Would love to have Daniel Hill in this backfield right now. I don't know what happened to him, but no Daniel Hill. We'll have to rely on the backup. Takes that one for a gain of 2. Looks like we got Toledo. At least that play we were back in nickel wide. Let's see. Yeah, we are staying back in nickel wide. We're trying to sneak a little slip screen over to the left, but good. It looked like, I think Toledo actually switched over to that guy to go fly down and make that tackle all over him for a loss of 3. Now we got a 3rd and 11. A first down wins the game for Utah State, essentially. We got 5 yards to play with. It's 3rd and 11, ball at the 16. If we can find a way, shout out Timeless Raven, our Army Black Knights user is now online. If we can find a way to get this ball, I wouldn't have hated seeing that sail play one more time in this situation and just stem it to be in between the 5 and the goal line, because that's exactly where we want to be here. If we can find some way to get in that sweet spot, Utah State can win this game and head to the national championship. Going for that stem down corner, we potentially had it. Go for the drag underneath instead. Gets brought down. 4th and 7 at the 12. Minute 49, no timeouts for Toledo. Yeah, I feel like you do got to just kind of take your 3 here. Take the lead and hope for the best from your defense, because you go for it. If you get the first down, you win the game. But it's 4th and 7, which is kind of asking a lot. So we'll just take our 3. The kick is up. The kick is good. Utah State has taken the 2-point lead. Less than 2 minutes to go. But again, this Toledo offense, we know, can move this ball in a hurry. It was a 1st and 10 for the Rockets after the kickoff resulted in a touchback. Ball at the 25. We are back at our normal Y off close and trying to sneak a little run in there. Hopefully maybe trying to get him guessing pass or something like that, as the backup halfback will take that one for a gain of 4. A little cover 2 man. I actually don't hate that. We haven't seen Utah State go to too much man coverage, so I like it just as a mix-up. Driscoll's going to stay on there. We got to try to get back to the middle. The deep dig was open right over the middle of the field, but the pressure of Utah State gets in there just a touch too quickly, brings Maddox down, and we have got a 3rd and 12 for the Toledo Rockets. Pressure on this Toledo offense and IQ Truth here early. We are going to go back to our normal lie off close. I'm still got to watch a corner out over to the left here, especially on 3rd. Got to have it down. Could be a corner route, maybe a seam streak. Let's see. It's wise. There's the seam streak. Yep. Got the user too concerned about what's going on over on the left. We got the seam streak going up the right. Finds his man for the huge first down for the Rockets. Exactly a minute left. Time is ticking down on Toledo. Only needs to get this ball into field goal range. Going back to the man coverage here, which I love. And Driscoll. Oh my goodness. Oh, what? Excuse me? Okay. I thought Driscoll was actually in a great spot to make a play on that ball. Again, we just stayed a little bit too far behind it, let him catch it, and then somehow he breaks that tackle and gets out of bounds. A huge break for Toledo there. So we're kind of risking it running. Is this cover 3 here again? Yeah, we got to watch that deep ball over to the right. Oh, see, he had him again, I think. I think he had that fade again. That was awful. It would have been close, but he might have had him there. Going to a PA snag that time. 3rd and 5. 44 seconds between these teams and facing off against Louisiana in the national title game. What is Toledo going to draw up here? Looks like a cover 3, and we're manning up our hooks over the middle of the field. Okay. Left that in there's that sharp corner. Gets underneath that deep blue. Oh gosh, those sharp corners are just so good. Gets over the flat, under the deep blue, wide open on the sideline. First down for Toledo. I mean, essentially in field goal range here. Just about. I mean, it'd be a tough kick, but so yeah, I like getting aggressive here on defense. Gotta get the 5-yard hooks out there, hard flats. And if he scores, he scores. Like, if we give up a touchdown here, that's not the worst thing in the world for Utah State. 40 seconds to go. Going back to that sharp corner, just there every time. If we're staying underneath like that so much, you know, with the hard flats and 5-yard hooks, those deep blues just don't react to the underneath like that. And that's going to give up a free first down for Toledo, who can, I mean, Utah State does still have all 3 timeouts, so they can't fully run out the clock yet. But I would definitely be playing this a little bit more conservative now if we're the Rockets. We're safely in field goal range. We got 36 seconds. We're down by 2. I don't think we need to do too much. So again, mugging the gap, and that seems to be Toledo's answer for it. This is motion out the halfback and then just leave the seam. And honestly, not the worst thing. I do love that response from Toledo. If you're going to be doing that mid-blitz mugging the gap, motion that halfback out, because now either you can't mug that gap or somebody's going to be wide open over on the right. And both times we've seen Utah State try to do what Toledo's been doing on defense, Toledo's responded by motioning that halfback out, and it's worked both times. So I like that response from Toledo. We find the guy wide open. We have the 5-point lead with the Rockets, but now Utah State, I've said it about Toledo a few times. Now Utah State's offense, though, they can move the ball quick. We got 30 seconds. We got 3 timeouts. With a kick returner like Paler, we got to take our chances here. But now we got 29 seconds, all 3 timeouts, but Utah State needs a touchdown to advance to the title game and set up that rematch against Vancy and Louisiana. They faced off in our year 2 playoffs in the semifinal in the Rose Bowl, and I believe it went to double overtime. I want to say it was a fantastic game. But either way, we are set up for a great game in the national title. Let's see what ends up happening here. Applewhite rolling out right. He's got his guy wide open. He was on the corner and left it. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was wide open, walk-in touchdown for Utah State, and Applewhite sells it. Absolutely airmails it. That was it. That was game. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. Mentally, how do you recover from that? Oh my gosh. We just take the drag underneath and take a few yards on the next play, but we had a wide open walk-in touchdown for Utah State. The quarterback just absolutely sells. All right, well, we got 16 seconds and 2 timeouts. Got to try our best to keep our head in the game here. I know I'd mentally collapsed on that play. I'd be done. I would have no chance. I would have thrown an interception on that next play. We have that sharp corner again. Find them, get your feet down. Good. Okay. 1st and 10 now at the 39. Goes back to that slot fade, stem down corner combo to the wide side of the field, which is very, very, very good combination. So 11 seconds, still 2 timeouts. So you still could do a few different things here if you want. We got nickel wide, which I believe has been cover 4 every time from Toledo so far when he's come out in this. Backing everybody up, going stem down corner or stem down post. User sticks with it though, and just nowhere for Applewhite to go. Has to throw it away. And now we got 6 seconds. Essentially just one more shot here. We can go back to that play action and hope they all bite down again. I mean, that's definitely been our best one-play touchdown. It looks like that is what we're going to go for. The same, yep, play action. They don't bite this time. They stick on A. We got to throw it somewhere. That pressure coming in. Incomplete pass, 2 seconds. Toledo looking to complete, well, not complete, but almost get one chapter closer to completing the Cinderella story of the I think 74 overall Toledo Rockets or something like that. To get to 16-0 and to get one step away from the national championship and all the glory. It all comes down to this. Going back to the play action, 3-man rush. Applewhite's got time. Going for that deep corner. Gets a one-on-one out there. But Edward Snowden jumps in front of it. Comes out of hiding to make that interception and sends Toledo to the national championship game. The little school who could. The Toledo Rockets take advantage of some great defensive plays. AJ Maddox, that is worthy of a Heisman trophy right there. 520 yards, 6 touchdowns, 82% completion percentage, and there's really nothing for us to go over back on the game, so we can just wrap it up here. But what an exciting game between Boulder and Utah State and IQ Truth and Toledo. Fantastic. I mean, pretty unlucky there for Utah State at the end. We had that bomb touchdown walking in. Nobody near him. Gets overthrown a little bit. But that Toledo offense just kept the pressure on Utah State every single drive. Hitting them with their own deep shots, keeping them worried about the corner out, and then we're actually going other places, hitting seam streaks when we're not expecting them. So the Toledo offense did a fantastic job. They 100% deserved to get that win. GG's to both of you guys. Good luck next season for Boulder. Good luck in the next game, the national championship for IQ Truth. And we will have a game of the week for the national championship between Toledo and Louisiana coming out here in just a couple days. Then we'll have some off-season stuff before we head into year 4. So that'll do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed that absolute classic of a semifinal game. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.